Times were tough, so I sold my soul. And I don't think I'll ever regain control. Devil looked me in the eye and I looked the other way. What else could I do? I just stared at the doorway and knew I'd rather be drunk with you. I'd rather be drunk.
Hey Internet, Dracofunk here, and welcome back to the 200 subscriber special, where I'm going to attempt to drive a rover train to the North Pole of the Moon from the equator of the Moon. And right now, I am launching one more part, and I was having trouble where the throttle wasn't working, and I was trying to go into settings, and I eventually got it working. Yeah, the X and Z keys weren't working. When I tried to zoom in with my mouse scroll wheel, it was reversed. I don't know. But hey, it's going now. And we are launching one more segment of the rover train. And I have Dr. Orgnag, Dracofunky, Kohaku, and Ed Steve are actually already in this segment because right now there's nobody in the rover train. And that's kind of a problem. And there it is, the Highway 47 mobile studio. And just getting into orbit. I was really close to running out of fuel with this booster, and at first I thought I had a lot of fuel, but it's oxidizer I'm running out of. I have lots of fuel, very little oxidizer. And I'm just going to go ahead and land the booster because I'm trying to keep my orbit as clean as possible. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and I will land this, and then I need to get a ship to pick up the studio. And something exploded there. I don't know what. I don't think I ever looked to see what it was either. There we are. We made it. We're coming down. Parachutes all open. It's all good. And this booster will be recovered. There we go. Now, as for ships, I have a lot of choices of what I could have used to get it into orbit, but I'm going to go ahead and the Highway 47 retro rocket is not quite completely fueled, but mostly. It's got plenty of Delta V to go pick up the studio and take it to the Mun. They need to go find Skrodric anyway. The only thing about this craft is because it has a mainsail, I have to be very careful on the throttle. Like, it's a 6-second burn for 176 Delta V. And it's real easy to overshoot it. There we go. Docking isn't too bad with this. And the retro rocket does have landing legs, so I could technically land this on the surface of the Mun, but I wouldn't be able to land it upside down in a way where I could deliver the studios. I'm going to have to take it to the Mun and have the space truck do that. The good news is, though, the space truck is already fueled and ready to go, so I don't need to do anything else. I'm going to go ahead and park this at the Columbia station, and there I can refuel it. There we go. This actually went surprisingly pretty straightforward. I didn't have any trouble with any part of getting this into a correct orbit, getting any of the rendezvous. Everything just kind of went the way it's supposed to, which in a way is kind of boring but also good. And the exciting part is that starting with this episode, I will be on the surface of the Mun. I know it's episode 5, and the whole point of this is driving to the North Pole, and I haven't done any driving yet. But I did have to... I included the whole setup because there's a little bit more... a little bit more prepped into getting all this stuff, because like all the other ones, the rover train, I pretty much... I guess I did do an episode where I dropped all the bases. If you haven't seen that, I dropped bases from an aircraft. But, like, assembling the rover train is pretty much just spawn all the segments, put them together, and then drive. Here, I had to spawn them, get them into Kerbin orbit, then take them to the Mun, then land them on the Mun. And even right here, now it's at the Columbia station, I'm going to go ahead and dock the retro rocket. And then I can switch over to the space truck. There we go. And the space truck will go over and pick up the little mobile studio. Now, I'm going to go and use the landing guidance from MechJeb, because I want to get this fairly close to the locomotive. And I've never used the landing guidance before. So I don't know how that's going to go. I want to take that back, because I'm pretty sure a long time ago I did use the landing guidance. And what I remember from is, for some reason, and it's also possible that this could be my fault, but my ship slammed into the surface. So I never used the landing guidance again. But before I start the landing guidance, I'm going to go ahead and put in about a 10 kilometer orbit. and then I'm going to go and select the locomotive unit. And I'm going to just move myself about 20 meters west of the locomotive unit, because I don't want to land right on top of it, because that wouldn't be good. All right, so we are now in control of the landing guidance. Now, I gotta keep in mind that I'm not just landing and staying. I gotta drop the studio and take off again. So I want to make sure I'm in the correct orientation for that. Now I'm actually going to cut out the landing guidance from here and land manually so I can undock. Ooh, traveling a little bit fast. Oh, I hit too hard. It's okay. I didn't get to put the brakes on. I hope the brakes stayed on. And if they didn't, I hope it just doesn't roll away. Alright. Because I gotta get this back into orbit. I'm going to put it at a 60-kilometer orbit. Here we go. Alright. That's in orbit. Let's go ahead and get back. There. Alright. And I'm just going to drive the studio. A little bit of drifting. Alright. Let's see. Oh, that was easy. We're now connected. Alright, let's put Ed, Steve, and Kohaku in the driver's seat. Alright. And we are now finally actually on the rover train. We are headed to the North Pole. Now there are 3 more units that I want to go ahead and pick them up. And I'm not driving straight there because there's this crater, big crater in the way, and I don't want to drive through the crater. So I'm going to have to go around it. Now I'm looking at my time, and I'm not going to have enough time today probably to make it to the other segment. But I'm going to just start heading that direction. Which is not directly to it because I got to go around the crater. I'm not really sure what a safe speed on the Mun is. I kind of figured out on the surface of Kerbin, but you can see I'm actually drifting a little bit as I go. I think around 10 meters per second is probably the top speed I should safely go. And even then, only if I can actually see where I'm going. So many years ago, my very first Mun Rover, I've been driving it around for like a half an hour on the Mun, and suddenly I came to the edge of a crater and I couldn't stop it. And that was the end of my very first Rover. I was so proud of it too. But here we are. I'm going to go ahead and stop there because my time is up. I like to do these episodes where I record for about an hour, and that's what I've been doing so far, and that's where we're going to stop today. But hey, thanks for watching, and we are now in the Rover train. The Rover train is now on its way. We're actually rovering. I don't know if that's a verb, but it is now. But hey, thanks for watching. This has been the 200 subscriber special, and I will continue with this next week. Have a good night.